This is Dr. Andrew Jones. In this edition of Veterinary Secrets, we're going to be discussing puppy biting. I'm going to be showing you the specific steps of how you can deal with it correctly with my assistant, Parno.
So what are the steps in teaching your puppy not to bite? We're going to do it sequentially. Step 1 starts out with teaching no hard biting. Then we progress to step 2, where there's biting, but there's no pressure. Then step 3, where you're going to learn the stop command. Leading to step 4, where there's going to be no mouthing at all. In step 5, I'm going to teach you the leave it command. Then finally concluding with step 6, where you're going to learn about all the positive rewards.
The first thing you need to understand about puppy biting is that it's completely normal. I mean, this is little Parno here. He's a little 4-month-old Airedale. And that's how he explores the world. I mean, that's how he interacts with things. That's how he checks it out. I mean, that's his primary scent, to sort of figure things out. You watch him playing with other dogs, and that's what he does. I mean, he uses his mouth. But when he is with other dogs, I mean, what they're doing is if he bites too hard, they let out a yelp. And they're letting him know that's not okay. So when we're dealing with puppy biting and teaching what is appropriate and not with people, we're going to do it in a sequential way. And we're starting out in a number of steps.
No hard biting.
Step 1 is teaching no hard biting. Right? So it's like, it's okay for him to mouth, but not have, ow! And he knows that's not okay. For most puppies, just a loud voice and reaction is enough. We don't want to dominate him, but we want him to know that's not okay.
No pressure.
So rule 2 is no pressure. So we've progressed from saying no hard bites to we still know that he's still going to make contact with their hand. I mean, he's still a puppy and he's yet to go through all the stages of training. But to know that, he just can't exert any serious pressure. So if he does, then it's a, oh, good boy, that was very gentle, good boy. And then he gets rewarded appropriately, if he responds appropriately. Good boy, that was no pressure, Parno.
Learning the stop command.
So the next progression is we're progressing from biting to then mouthing, where we still know he's going to mouth, he's going to make contact with us. But in terms of him being rewarded, is that he's got to respond to the command stop. And in doing so, he's being rewarded either with a food treat, which Parno is very food driven, so it's easy. And then he's given an alternative, what he can chew on, such as his squeaky toy, which he likes. So that's our third rule. It's him responding to the command stop. So if he makes contact, stop! Good boy. And then he's rewarded. Good boy, Parno. And that's rule 3. Good boy. No mouthing. Yes. So our last stage in bite inhibition training is progressing to the point where our pup is no longer biting at all and they're immediately responding to a command such as no bite. So with Parno, for instance, where I'm making contact with him and I'm petting him, I'm like, oh, good boy. Good boy. And there he is. He's happy to have affection. He's touching me and he's not biting at all. I'm saying, good boy. So then I'm going to give him a little treat. Good boy, Parno. Good boy. So then he's progressed to that point where he can make contact with me, he can interact with me, and he doesn't need to bite. He knows. But it's one you really need to do in stages. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. And knowing full well that it's normal for puppies to bite. Good boy. That's how they make their sense of the world. And they just need to go through those stages to learn that we're humans. We're very delicate and tender and you can't bite us.
Learn the leave it command.
There's a few other things I also want to show you in terms of training your puppy not to bite. One, teaching them a command. It's called the leave it command. I want you to be able to then interact with your puppy in a positive way. So he learns one simple command that teaches him patience. So he knows there's a time where he doesn't mouth, he doesn't make contact, he doesn't bite, but he's rewarded. So let's show you how Parno with that here. Good boy, Parno, sit. So I'm going to hold a treat out in my hand. I'm going to use the command leave it. And if he doesn't go for my hand instantly, going to say, good boy, and then reward him. Good boy. So I just did that with him in the next few minutes. I mean, at first I have food in my hand, he couldn't help himself, he's biting on my paw, he's chewing it. Now I use the command, leave it. Good boy, good boy. So instantly he's learning a bit of patience and that he's getting rewarded by not mouthing. So that's a really good skill to teach your puppy and a really great way to start when you're going through those steps of teaching, adequate bite inhibition and what's okay and not okay for your puppy to do.
The use of positive rewards.
The last thing I want to reinforce with you is that when you've got a puppy and we're going through all these steps of training, okay, always give him a positive option. So I'm like, good boy, Parno. He's got his mouth out, he wants to feed. Give him something he can chew. Little Parno, he loves little squeaky toys. Good boy. So give him a positive option. So thank you for watching this edition of Veterinary Secrets. What I want you to do right now is click that link in the box below, and I'll send you my free books of videos on how to keep your pets healthy at home with my top natural remedies.